Go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. The peach, the lemon lime, the strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten if you give a shit about that. We are live in over 100 stores in Tennessee. More just opened up. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, JB.
What's up?
We back, baby.
What's up?
Tuesday's up, you know?
I know.
You just got back from the Met Gala. You looked great last night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wore my jammies.
Sure did. But they had cats on them, and that was the theme last night.
Yeah.
Was Karl Lagerfeld and his little cats.
Yeah. Do people care about this?
No.
Okay.
And I love it. I love how out of touch everyone is with the world now, that you're able to go and enjoy yourself as an actor,
right,
or a director, any form of movie star.
Absolutely.
There is able to go just hours before the entire town shuts down, and you're able to dress up like a little cat. Jared Leto last night was in a full cat costume.
Yeah.
Bob, if you can pull up Jared Leto's outfit from the Met Gala last night, he was a full cat last night, and he had no cares in the world that there was a writer's strike going on, and he was going to be out of work, and all of his friends and coworkers.
Bring back the band.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
he's just going to go back on tour.
30 Seconds to Mars.
You don't need writers.
He's got the luxury.
You don't need writers for your sex cult.
Sure
you know
don't.
what I mean? That's all.
Sure don't. So dress up like a cat.
Yeah.
And enjoy your life. You can just go and play festivals all summer, and it doesn't really matter. And I love that about him.
Yeah.
You can have a sex cult that nobody's going to say a word about as long as the sex is great and nobody's being raped and there's money changing hands. You can have that.
Right.
You can go on tour. You don't need movies. He doesn't need to do movies. He doesn't need to do
TV,
anything for a
nothing.
while. He can take a few years off and just kind of be Jared Leto.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Doja Cat, Bob, if you can pull her up, she has an actual cat word in her name, so maybe this is kind of on the nose for her, literally.
So here's
here.
like I went through all of the looks, and pretty much for everything, I just went, okay. I was just like, okay.
She's a real cat.
Nothing was like, ooh. It was just like, okay.
That is not CGI. That is an actual cat face.
Can we zoom in on that face?
Can we zoom in on the cat face? Because it's real, Bob. It's a real cat face, and it deserves to be shown. There we go. That's a great shot of it right there. That is a real live person who has been made up to look like a real live cat.
Right.
And that's fun.
Right.
Because again, we don't need
to look good.
No, we don't need to look good. We can just show up in a full cat face, and then everybody can kind of guess who it is. That could have been Giorgio last night. I mean, let's face it, same type of body.
Giorgio probably could have been A$AP Rocky hopping the guardrails.
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, look at this, dude.
I have one thing to say to you two.
What's that?
Okay.
After seeing that picture of Jared Leto, I am now a furry.
You should be.
Oh, maybe that was also a vibe.
Could be. A lot of hidden meanings in it. Who knows? One can't say for sure.
It was just like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what was
Okay,
Karl
you did that.
Lagerfeld's sitch? Wasn't he supportive of Nazis or something like that back in the day?
Listen, he was grandfather. He was old, you know?
Uh-huh.
And there's some ages that you just go, okay. I mean, not cool, not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're so
But what was it
old.
with him? What was it with him specifically?
Bob, what were those tweets that people were bummed about? I mean,
He said
it was
wanted
bad.
to give up his German citizenship because 1 million Muslims had moved to Germany.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was really just some old, rich German man tweets.
Sure.
He also claimed in 2007 that his controversial persona was an act.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I get that.
Sure.
I get that, you know. Now the Muslim thing, I remember. I wouldn't have been amped about that either, Carl. I'll stand by
Right.
Carl on this one. Shoving 1 million fucking immigrants into the country from the Middle East, not the best idea. So I understand it. I don't think that's that controversial, to be honest with you.
Have we talked about on this show, Bob, maybe you can remind me, an age limit on Twitter?
Yeah, we've talked about that for sure. That your account should end
When you're
60.
What do you
I think
reckon?
what did we settle on last time? Was it 60
I think
or
it was
65?
65. Once
Yeah,
you're
fine.
retired.
Retirement age,
Yeah,
retirement
like
age.
once you're retired, your view on the, like your people holding you accountable and, maybe somebody to bounce
Your
stuff
accounts
off.
just shut off.
Yeah.
They shut off altogether.
That all goes away, and now you're sitting by yourself and you're 80 in your thoughts that were cool.
Yeah.
When you were younger. So I think, when when you're old and you have a lot of time on your hands, I think no Twitter.
I'll go a step further. Not only should they shut off all the accounts, let's say 65, okay?
Yeah.
So they shut off all the accounts. They should send you a booklet or like some type of coffee table book of your Twitter, your Facebook, and your Instagram. So you have all your memories, and then you can flip through that over the years. And then just kind of sit back with it, and then your accounts get shut off.
Now,
And I think that's a great idea.
Facebook, do it as long as you want.
Now,
do you know what I mean?
Well, hang on. That will keep going, okay?
Yeah.
TikTok,
Facebook,
you shut that down at 25. I want to put a hard 25 in there.
I don't know, such great, cringy, weird content from old people on TikTok, but whatever.
No, shut it down, okay?
Okay.
That's a young person's game. I don't want to see another Chewbacca mom or something like that pop up. I don't want to see that anymore.
No.
But I like an old lady that just does cooking TikToks. You know?
Cooking or just like
Facebook. You got to
Does,
move it
like-
all to Facebook then,
like the dark side, which like Christina P is on, where it's just like old ladies doing sexy dances in their trailer park, and you're just like, I'm okay with this.
No. I just mean like pure bacon tips. Like that's all they do.
Sure. Let's go to
I'm
Facebook,
not
guys.
on that
Hey, guys,
side.
let's go to Facebook.
I'm not
all right?
on that side of TikTok.
Let's just turn Facebook into moms and cooking and things like that.
And just aunts and uncles trying to reconnect with everyone
That's it.
they've ever known.
Leave it.
Or maybe
yes,
a little
high school
bit.
reunions.
All
it's,
of it.
It's classmates.com now. That's what
Yeah.
Facebook is.
Yeah.
So let's just keep it at that. And then everybody else will have an age restriction. You get your booklet, and it was a
Right.
fun life. Here's all your Instagram posts when you were 20 to 65. And enjoy it. And you can have a nice little look back at your life, and it's fun. And I like that. But unfortunately, we're going to be seeing a lot more of these people and TikTok and everything else.
Yeah.
Because the writers did decide to go on strike last night at midnight. Hollywood is officially shut down today. First ones to be affected are all of the talk shows. So they're out across the board. So no Kimmel tonight. Ugh, sorry. No Colbert tonight. Dang it.
Right.
No Daily Show. Whoops. Not going to be able to see Bill Maher on Friday. You're not going to have any of that stuff starting today, and it's all done. Now, if you listen to this show for the last 6 months, I told you this was coming, and I told you it was actually going to happen. And I said, I think it's a conspiracy that Hollywood actually wanted this to take place because they need to cut all the costs of scripted television. This is the perfect time to do it. It's May 1st right now. Well, it went into effect May 1st last night. And right now, the writers typically get together in June to get ready for all of the fall programming. That'll all be pushed and more than likely killed. And this saves them a lot of money, a lot of budgets. And now they can find room for more live sports. So I dug further into the numbers on this yesterday. if you wonder why this is happening, let's take Fox. Fox was number one. They do this thing called sweeps every fall and every May, and it's ratings for an entire week, and then they tally them up, and that kind of determines your ad rates for commercials and all that stuff for the rest of the year, and how big your ratings are. Who's the number one network? Well, it was Fox. Well, Fox, the problem is all of their programming that was number one was football. World Series was in the fall there.
Okay.
The Masked Singer was also in there. And then number 4 for Fox was WWE. Keep thinking that'll go away because there's no personalities in it. Turns out those motherfuckers aren't going anywhere.
It's not for you.
Forever. It can be for me. If
not
you get
for
a good personality. I like Logan Paul in it. It can be for me.
It's for
Can
kids.
you do?
It's not for fucking kids, dude. All right?
It's for bros.
For bros.
It's
God
for
damn,
bros
man.
and
Check
kids
your ankle.
and
Check
kids
your
and
ankle right
bros.
now. You have a tattoo that says you're a bro. Understand what your role is in life. I understand what mine is. Damn it, man. It's for all of us.
Can they
We just need to
do
have better
like
personalities?
can they do the Masked Singer still, or is there
Sure
writers?
can, because it's
Okay.
unscripted.
Unscripted, okay.
So what you're gonna see is a shit ton of game shows. Not that you haven't seen enough already.
I know.
And then live sports are going to dominate all of these programs, like a Chicago Fire or what is it,
Or
911,
Chicago PD, or Chicago
Chicago
911,
Hospital.
or Chicago Park. Chicago Park dog walks.
Now, the real crux of this is streaming is taking away all the royalties for writers as far as residuals and everything else. Yes, that is true. It's been happening for years and years and years. I don't know a way around it because streamers won't give up any of their data behind the scenes. They also don't pull the ratings you actually think they do. So once you really do crack into those ratings, I think it's going to shock your mind what it really is. Netflix back in the day, the first show that leaked for them that was number one on their network was Orange is the New Black. It was the first ever show that leaked the ratings for it. It was 4.1 million viewers. Not a lot. I mean, Little Dickie's getting more on like FX, for example.
First of all, Dave's an amazing show.
Sure
Second
is.
of all, do the ratings really matter on streaming? It's all about bundling your distribution rights. is it
Sure.
not?
So here's why it matters. You get paid depending upon how big your show is, how many people watch it, and everything else. With streaming, you do not get paid for that. So it doesn't matter if you're on Stranger Things or some other slapdick show, Cross Necks and the Knights, some crime drama or whatever it is. You get the same amount of money, and that's what they're arguing over.
You get whatever your show got bought for. Like each show is negotiated separately or packaged separately, depending on how they do it with the streaming companies. And the writers, I guess my question is, did none of the writers put into their contracts back-end deals for streaming?
Yeah, so no, it didn't exist at the time. So if you look at when the last contract negotiation was, we didn't have all of this shit. And I'll go back to just our production company that we had in LA for years and years and years. It got nuked out because DVDs died. Those were hard goods. You can look at it like we were selling 25,000 DVDs to Walmart or Best Buy and all that other stuff. That was on your bottom line. You could at least account for that money. When DVDs died and then it went to streaming, it was like, oh shit, Netflix only paid me $50,000 for my movie. I'm fucked. Since that last strike from now, there's how many fucking streaming services that are out there? 100?
But shouldn't more competition then drive up the value of the content? Like,
Excellent question, Giorgio. That's what the writers are saying, and Hollywood is saying no. We want to keep this at the same number because most of these networks aren't drawing enough ratings to give everybody equal and fair pay.
Yeah, so the crux of it is, or what they're striking for is more money?
Yes.
Or money on streaming specific?
Streaming specifically. So this is the big holdup. Now, we'll go into something that Delco has been talking about the past few months, which is really fucking ramped up, is this AI. I was dumb, all right? I will say this again. I said it before. I was dumb on this. I was completely unaware how quickly this AI would catch up with everything. And my God, man.
But you don't need to say that because we all said you were wrong.
But not this
So you don't have to be like
fast.
No. It's big of you, Ross, to admit you were wrong.
Okay.
Not this quickly. I think I said 5 years the last time. I was way wrong. It is 6 to 8 months. I mean, Jesus Christ. every day is something else, and we'll talk about the Biggie song afterwards because I want to get into that as well because I love it, and now I am now finding a use for AI in my own life. But with that, this is another big sticking point for Hollywood and writers in particular on both sides. So writers are fighting for AI that if they use some form of their past work in an AI algorithm or program to write something in the future, they want residuals for that.
But there's no way to track, or is there a way to track that?
I don't think so, Jesse, but I'm not in these negotiations. Now, on the backside of this, Hollywood is now seeing how quickly AI is catching up, and they're like, wait a minute. So all those Chicago shows that Jesse named, those procedurals
that I love, yeah.
that have been going, you do not love them.
I love all of them, and I need to be home and I don't like to record it. I like to watch them all live, back to back, Chicago PD into Chicago Fire, into Chicago Hospital, into Chicago 9-9.
Mortuary.
It's called Chicago Mortuary, yeah.
So privately behind the scenes, this is something I can share because a friend of mine works on one of those shows. They did an AI test for all the Chicagos, all right?
Yeah.
The AI test to write a procedural 1-hour drama came out
the Chicago.
pretty goddamn close to what the actual fucking shows are. So if you're looking at it from a writer's perspective, typically, let's take Chicago Fire or PD or whatever. They typically have 20 writers in the writer's room. Each of them writes 1 to 2 episodes per season. You got 22 episodes. And then the rest of them spend their time rewriting the other episodes and kind of helping each other out, right? With AI, you could probably eliminate half that room. So they're looking at the numbers as far as the minimums they need to hire in there in these writers' rooms. And they're like, wait a minute. Couldn't we just have 3 people who are essentially like the leaders or the warlords of the writer's room and then kind of feed it into the AI and then keep a handful of writers on to rewrite the mistakes that AI has made, very similar to what Delco was doing on his editing software for a video the other day.
Yeah, Sunday. It was about 95% accurate. You just go back, kind of scrub it, make sure.
And you were able to edit, how long was the video? Over an hour?
It was Mike's podcast. It was just like 55 minutes, and I did it in... the process to do it was maybe 4 minutes total.
4 minutes total. And how off was the AI for out of the hour?
It was like 95% accurate.
Jesus Christ. And that's now, today, right? So apply that to the future.
Does it voice track?
Yeah, you just got to sync the audio with the video, and then just kind of like it switches.
So even if
to the
someone
track.
says like, does it go, the camera go to them?
It does, but you can kind of select like a kind of low, medium, high, depending on like camera frequency. And you can kind of dial that in.
Fuck.
I know. So that is what is on the table for both sides now. Because if you can feed this into the machine, the writers want to get paid for their previous work. Proving it is going to be very, very difficult. There's going to be some weird, crazy lawsuits in the future with all this shit. Because you could look at a program and say, all right, episode 435 of CSI, that was something that I wrote back in 2008, 2009. And then you can try to sue for that and then try to figure out where the AI went. Good luck. Studio-wise, you could cut the writer's room in half and say, we'll just feed it to AI. And then we'll do the rewrites on all this. Comedy is the one thing you still cannot do that with. But these dramas, you sure fucking can. Reality in live sports is already their highest anyways on the network. So how much more do they really need? Now you can get out of all these huge contracts, everything else. So no, they don't care. Late night television is dying. I read an article on Radar yesterday that said, none of the major networks will touch Tucker Carlson. He's in trouble. He's not going to get a job on one of these networks. Guess what, guys? The networks can't afford Tucker Carlson because he'd make
doesn't want to.
a gajillion dollars in podcasting, and he doesn't have to answer to anyone. That is all dead. Would these networks love to get rid of Kimmel, Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, all of them, and Seth Meyers? Yes, they 100% would. The ratings don't match what their salaries are. Their fucking writers' rooms are at 20 to 25 a piece for these goddamn shows. And then the crews for these things, which, look, everybody says they love the crews. I love the crews, all that stuff. It's 150 for shows like that. Yeah, they love to take the summer, potentially the fall off.
reformat it and figure it the fuck out. Some of the shows that will be affected this weekend, Saturday Night Live, will not be able to have a show this weekend.
Sucks anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The ratings do not match what they are paying.
Is this what happened last writer's strike? No SNL?
Is. Yeah. Gone. Yeah. So there's so many things that a lot of people
recovered.
don't think about. Well, they didn't recover because they decided not to make comedy after 2016, but that's on them. But I think there's 3 episodes left. Pete Davidson is supposed to host this weekend, which we would have tuned in for, let's face it, right?
The clips the next day, yeah. Oh, you mean the night of? Oh, no. No, thank you. Somehow, like, when you're watching it all together, because there's so many bad parts, it all gets kind of lumped together. But if you just see an isolated skit the next day, good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Without all the other fucking nonsense attached to it. So, no, I don't watch it live.
No,
and nor should you.
No. But that'll be gone, and this is going to go on for a while because I'm looking at the residual aspect of it. The numbers they're asking for, the writers, and then the ones the studio is offering are only maybe 1% off. That could be negotiated pretty easily, in my opinion. If you're only 1% off, it's like, great, split the difference and move on.
Right.
So residual-wise, they're close. I don't think they have any reason to stop this. Other than to get rid of all your budgets for the summer. It's the summer anyways. What's on? Steve Harvey, fucking Judge, Steve Harvey doing shit.
Oh, that's a great show, too. I go Chicago
You're
Fire.
still going to get it.
Great.
It's unscripted.
Great.
So you're still going to get that. You're still going to get all your game shows.
I don't see it.
Elizabeth Banks is going to be pressing your luck all summer. I love Press Your Luck. No whammy. I'm into that.
I hate that show.
Jesse, all your favorite things will still remain. Bravo. Untouched. Good to go. Crime docs. Untouched. Matter of fact, that's where the money goes.
Right.
So the money that's taken out of scripted is going to go into more documentaries, which, fine. We watch a shit ton anyways.
Yes.
Don't really mind that. Scripted-wise, after Succession ends for me, there's not really much left. Right, but those are done. So Yellow Jackets is done. You're good to go there. Succession is done. Those are already done and in the can. You're fine there. What else am I really looking forward to scripted-wise where I'm like, oh, shit.
Is there any loophole for Taylor Sheridan?
Yes. So,
Like if he just goes, I'll just write all of them.
Yes.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, probably. Also, South Park guys were never in the WGA.
Yep. And so if you decided not to do it.
And it's your show,
great.
you're producing, you're writing, whatever you can do.
And the South Park guys, by the way, are so rich.
Matt and Trey. Let's call them by their names.
Exactly. Matt and Trey. They're
my
so
homies.
rich and so cool. They don't want to deal with any of that bullshit.
Right.
They've never cared about the insurance. They're rich enough to be above it, which is also awesome.
Right.
I would say, well, also before they were rich, they just didn't care. Like they were poor.
Right.
Like if their foot fell off, I don't think they would have cared.
Probably.
No,
That's
and, like,
their vibe.
The only thing I would have to say about that is like they're going to keep going because they're in a prolific stride right now. Like this is some of the best South Park we have seen in 5 or 6 years.
Haven't watched it in maybe 10 to 20, but I'll
Dude,
take your word for it.
The Andrew Tate spoof in this last season is amazing. Randy's back do Integrity Weed. Like it's just top of the shelf.
Look, for those guys, they've always been
Top
the best,
of
and
the
and
shelf.
to care that much about your show is awesome, and I'll take your word for it. I'm just not that big of a South Park guy, animation-wise.
I mean, I understand they hold a mirror up to society, and it's a little too real for you. I get
It's
it.
not that.
Yeah, you
the
can't
writing
handle
is, look,
the realness,
The,
I think
the
is what
writing
it
is
is.
always lights out. I just can't stand the voices that much. It's like
Or the characters or the animation. But what they're saying
I can't do
and the
Cartman for
jokes
30 years of my life.
are so
I love
good.
You. I love you so much. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Even It's Always Sunny. I haven't watched it in like 4 or 5
Triggered.
seasons.
Oh,
so.
you shut your mouth now. What are you talking about?
I just haven't. So
Oh,
it's been
why?
on forever.
But why?
I'll catch up to it eventually. Like, too busy gambling, and which is a lot of people are doing gambling, betting on live sports, and
I'm too
sure
busy
Delco won a lot of money
gambling.
last night. No, but that is another thing that is filling this in with live sports. People are gambling, watching these games more intently, and like the ratings are huge because of gambling because they have money on it, and that's pushing out the ratings for all these other shows too. Where it's like, dude, I don't know anybody who'd be this much into a Denver Nuggets series, for Christ's sake.
Is this good though? Is this good for society? I know.
No, none of it.
None of it is
None
good.
of it. No.
None of it is good. And if you go back, so some of you are asking, when was the last one? The last one was in 2007 or 8. It went past like 100 days on this. This is the dawn of reality TV. This was when you really started pushing for Bravo and Real Housewives and the midgets on TLC and Midget Love.
It's the little channel.
Yeah, the little channel and all that stuff. That's when we got it because they needed programming to fill it. So that's what's going to happen this time.
To be fair, what also followed was the golden age of TV drama.
Yes.
That's true.
And so if we are able to get that, great.
Yeah, we just need a reset.
Just
need a
another
quick
fucking
reset.
reset here. The one thing that it's just killed, and I don't know if it's ever coming back, is comedy. I mean, we have the Righteous Gemstones, and that's it. They're done. So at least we'll get that
Okay,
season
good.
this year.
Dave.
Dave, yeah.
Dave is so good.
Dave is
Yeah.
Dave is tough.
He's running naked.
I
know,
love
I
it.
know,
I love it.
I know.
I mean, can't you really call Succession more or less kind of comedy?
Tough
With
to say.
Tom, when Tom's on, yeah.
When Tom's on. Look, that's episode Sunday, by the way. That was one of the most painful hours of TV, not because the show isn't good. It was excellent. But every character, you just see them spiraling, and it's like, oh my God, please stop doing this. One of the best hours of television I've ever watched, but I also felt like I wanted to hide underneath the table and be like, stop doing this.
Stop doing
It's the
this.
best. Succession's the fucking best.
I'm going to say something about Dave Giorgio.
I'm listening.
When the show first started, love it. I loved all the characters in the ensemble.
Allie.
Allie, Santino, who was his friend. Yeah,
Gate is amazing.
right. And so I feel like this season, he kind of cut everybody. It's a lot of him.
It is Dave.
And it's too much for
It's
me
a
to
little
handle.
too much
I think
Dave
I
for us,
liked
yeah.
him. It's giving. It's a narcissist kind of
But
vibe
it
this
is
year.
in this season. It is his first headlining tour, and he is being kind of a narcissist. So I don't know if that's the art representing the story in a way, where you as the
Good
viewer
for
are
him.
taking
I
that.
don't care,
Good
and
for
nobody
him.
wants to see it.
Yeah,
I think he's just trying to be like the new age Larry David. That's it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I
He's just
wanted
cutting
more.
out. No, but
I wanted
Larry
more of
David,
the friends.
Yeah, so Larry David still keeps an ensemble. He goes to visit every character, every show.
Yep.
He's seeing his agent, he's seeing his wife, blah, blah, blah. So there's other people that are in the show.
Yeah.
I think the last episode I watched, it was him on screen, basically alone the entire time.
Which episode was this?
What is the last one I saw? He was making the movie about the music video
music
about
video.
his.
The video about
yeah.
their, oh, but that was so good. And then he finally gets the girl to come back, and they like try to recreate it all, and then it's all falls apart at the end.
It
His
wasn't
character
good.
though is just
wasn't good.
unlikable, and
I-
that's
I-
another
I-
problem.
I think that's the point right now.
Of course, it's the point.
kinda
But the
just
way,
him.
right? But the way that works is if there's other redeeming characters around you,
Yes, and that's why I loved.
or other characters that are
you don't
making.
love, you don't love Gator.
I love
do.
Gator.
Where
There's
the
not
fuck
enough.
is
Where
he?
is he?
Gator- Where is he?
Gator's got a Rick Ross first. He's getting in the studio with Ross.
Where is he though?
Okay.
He hasn't been in this season.
Okay.
He's
I liked
with
all the
that-
guys.
Like, he got the chain stolen at the strip
Okay.
club.
I understand
All
that.
right.
He's
And he
missing from
threw him a
episodes.
bone.
Very Atlanta of them. They're just missing main characters, and it's tough. But I would expect this to go on for a long time. This AI thing will really hold up that side of the debate of it, and I think once a lot of these studios start looking at the bottom line for production costs for scripted, they want this to continue. I've talked about the combustion of media on multiple shows here across the board. Vice
I was about to
filed
say.
for bankruptcy yesterday. This is going to keep happening. I would expect Fox Nation to be the next one in 60 to 90 days. I think they will be out. 82% of their viewers were Tucker Carlson.
Let's hope so.
That will be gone. CNN Plus is already gone.
These are all
Vice is
terrible
gone.
ideas in the beginning, Ross. None of these. Were
I
good
liked
ideas.
Vice. I'll be the one to stick up for Vice. All right.
No, Vice was sick back then.
Originally-
I liked Vice back in the day, and I know what happened kind of from the beginning. So here's a story that we can now share that I don't really give a fuck about. Gavin McGinnis was supposed to be on Drinking Bros. She shared the same agents, and Gavin was a brilliant man at one point. The Proud Boys thing was an enormous joke that backfired on him and really kind of ruined his life. But if you take him for what he was the co-creator of Vice with Shane. What the fuck was Shane's last name? Whatever.
The
it was.
one you knew.
Yeah,
Everyone knows
exactly.
Shane.
Yeah.
Shane Vice.
Shane and Gavin. Gavin was forced to sell out his shares to Shane. Shane wanted it to be the next great big media company and all that other stuff. And when they started, it was great. They had a bunch of cool shit and everything else. It was very expensive. There was very little ratings, and there was no return. To this day, Vice has never, ever, ever turned a single cent of profits over the years, and they're shutting down. I think Homeboy got a little too high on life, and he thought he was going to be the next network mogul and all that stuff. Running a network is extremely costly, and it is very, very difficult.
Right.
And also, he wanted to go a little more left, so to speak, and McGinnis warned him about it. Didn't heed those warnings, and then you got some of those weird ass shows that you see about vegans and whatever else, right? So it is what it is, but it's gone now.
Interesting theory, but yeah.
I know. I just miss the days of like a twink reporter going over to the front lines of Ukraine and just like
Serious?
Seriously, that's what we used to watch. Like, dude, that was rad. Sneaking into North Korea and shit. Like,
They couldn't support a whole TV channel. Like
No.
there was not enough content for that.
Yeah,
Correct.
it should have been. What would it be? It should have been a show on Hulu
well,
or something.
it was
you
a
know?
show on HBO on Friday night, which is what Gavin said.
Right.
This is exactly what this should be. And Homeboy was like, no, this is a network.
Right.
Now, Bob said something yesterday after work. I don't know if you wanted to chat about it or if it was intentional, but Bob said something where he was convinced that American businesses were made to fail and that there
That
was
was Dan.
no...
That was me.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah, no, America runs on failed businesses.
Yes.
Not a single company in this country that runs things well makes money.
So at the end of this, don't feel bad for Shane. He is sitting on many, many hundreds of millions of dollars somewhere. I don't know how after a network was unprofitable, but he's fine, they're fine, and all involved will be fine. I don't know where the end of that paper trail goes, but it goes somewhere, and they're all going to be fine. America runs on Duncan, but American businesses run on nothing. And
Yeah.
that's kind of it. But can you really blame them for taking a swing where you're just like, you want to try to run a network and see if it's successful?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Give it a go.
Yeah.
It's ambitious. Probably caused him a heart attack or two over the years, but
I'm sure.
but yeah, so I would expect most of these guys to start kind of heading downhill after this. RIP to Vice. It was fun, and it should have stayed a 1 hour on Friday nights on HBO. That's when I was watching it with the North Korea shit. I watched the Diplo series.
That was great. And
was
then
fun
they
with-
had the Diplo show.
Yeah,
With our boy,
The Beak.
the beat James Van.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Beakster, dude.
We had some cooking shows you and I used to watch.
On Vice?
Yeah. Now, you only tuned in for one episode, and you and I were dying laughing that they were actually going to continue this premise for a full season.
What was it called? They were cooking with weed.
Cooking with weed.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
High. I forget what they called it.
single item on the dish had close to 500 milligrams of THC in it.
I was
And
just
people were so fucking high
Two
that
Chainz was on it, and he was too high and couldn't talk anymore.
no one can.
To me,
there
it
was
was
like
just a nightmare
Oh
alley.
my god, dude!
Nightmare alley.
I made Jesse sit through one entire episode.
I was
I was
so
sweating, and I wasn't
uncomfortable.
on weed.
They made like a caviar that had like 1,000, like caviar truffles with
Yeah,
weed
yeah, yeah.
infused. That was like 1,000 milligrams, and someone's eating it and they can't talk anymore. They're just like drooling by the end.
I mean, it was
I
there
just
was no
didn't
conversations at the table.
Understand it at all.
The camera was just kind of panning around in nobody's conversations. Everybody's so fucking
I think it was
high.
just called like Dosed on TV, basically.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
But you know the best show that ever came out of Vice? The one thing that we don't talk about enough.
What's that?
Fuck, That's Delicious.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That originally
was
started
great.
there. There was like
Yes.
3 seasons of fuck, like just traveling around with Action
That was
Bronson. He's
good.
in a kitchen. He knows what he's talking about. He's eating. They got the whole crew with him.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
They had a couple bangers on there, but to fill up 24 hours of network programming when you're brand new is
Absolutely.
really, really tough. Really, really hard.
You're playing Benny Hill reruns at that point.
Yeah, I
boy.
mean, lots of just like movies on there.
Yeah.
Like
We've got
how to lose a
movies.
guy in 10 days, right?
I mean,
it's like
you-
always pretty cheap on whatever.
You could take some of these actors who are out of work and just do improv shows if you wanted to. Like a crime drama. If you wanted to do like a reenacted crime doc, I think that would be fun. Just improv, where you show up and you do the Menendez brothers, and you cast
it's
a couple,
actors.
Jason Sudeikis, maybe Bill Hader, the Menendez brothers, and then you guys recreate the murder of your parents in there, and that could be a fun little comedy show, also with crime in it, and then kind of mix it.
Or we could call, it could be Menendez after the massacre. And so it's just their life after when they're just fucking bawling, dude. And like sitting front row and fucking driving
Madison Square Garden,
Lambos
yeah.
and shit.
The Knicks game.
Yeah.
that would be a
Menendez after the
blast.
massacre. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh hey, they don't think it's ever gonna end. It's like,
Yeah.
man, aren't we glad we killed our parents?
Yes, and
That
right.
would be a blast.
Yes,
and we kill the mom. Yes,
And the dad, and take all their money and
yeah, it'd be awesome.
right.
But we need to find some fun new things like that.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be a little boring this summer.
Let's
is there
pitch
any
it.
is there any game shows you want to host?
Did I want to host?
Yeah, anything that you want to bring back?
Ooh.
Because they're looking for everything right now. They're digging through the
Plinko.
catalog. Fuck, we just talked about Plinko the other day.
What's Plinko?
Who was getting fucked over a Plinko board? The Barker Beauties, dude. The Barker Beauties were getting banged by Bob over the Plinko board and then just dropping chips down the thing.
Bob Barker?
See if they could get the
Let's
5,000.
be clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
What game show? I hate the Press Your Luck.
I love Press Your Luck.
Deal or No Deal, maybe, do we bring back?
Yeah, that'd be fine. With the suitcases?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boring.
Did that go anywhere?
Supermarket sweep.
Oh, well, shit. I don't mind Supermarket Sweep. Guy Fieri does one that I
Yeah,
like.
that's better.
Yeah, that one's
Guys,
good.
grocery games.
Much better.
Much better. Let's see. If we're dipping into the old school catalog, maybe a Joker's Wild in there.
The Newlywed Game?
I think they might already be doing
Yeah,
that.
there's an internet
actually.
version of that with
Yeah.
like KSI from the UK, where they do like a newlywed like,
Yeah, I think they're-
dating game kind of
yes,
thing.
yeah.
It's really funny.
I think they're doing that already. Yeah, Press Your Luck is already done. The Pyramid is back. I think Terry Crews is hosting the Pyramid Show, or Michael Shanahan. Not Michael Shanahan. That'd be a weird one, wouldn't it?
Hollywood Squares. Austin
Hollywood Squares would be great.
Okay.
You have plenty of gay guys to put in the middle.
Well, no, just like
Hello?
with Austin people.
Oh, Austin Squares?
Austin Squares.
No, but
celebrities.
Austin celebrities, because there are people out here that think that they're like so famous because a lot of people know them in Austin.
Everybody's wearing a brim, like one of those
Yeah.
flat-brimmed hats.
Aubrey Alley.
Aubrey
boy.
Alley.
All what you do is it's full
No.
of his sex ring and it's around him, and then
No,
you
no, no, it's
talk about your
you-
favorite position.
No, you have to like guess. Like he'll say a quote, and you have to guess if it was like in Chronicles of Narnia or
Meditation.
an Aubrey Marcus actual quote or something like that,
A real meditation quote. Oh, it's so
or just
good.
like literally anything he says
yeah, it's great.
lately.
Lately, yeah, I mean, you could really fuck this up. You could do Seattle. Imagine like a Portland one where it's just all Antifa members in there. That would be a great one. Austin. You could just do city by city, and those would be a fucking blast.
City celebrity
Yeah,
squares.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nashville and Austin are one and the same.
Yeah, where like there's people there that are like, if they went anywhere else, no one would fucking know them.
Yes.
But in that particular Nashville
So
or
many.
Austin, they're like royalty.
The guy at the Lakers game, that old man who kind of just shows up at the biggest basketball game and sits courtside and wears those fucking weird outfits.
Jack Nicholson.
No. Jack is back, by the way. Hang on. We talked about it on the show, and he got shamed into finally showing up to a Lakers game. He was like, "Oh, fuck you guys, dude." So he had to go. Did you know he had to go to the Lakers game the other night?
Oh, this is the guy? Yeah, I did see the picture.
Okay, this is the guy that shows up at these games. He's now 5,000 years old, but he's been going to these games for 40 fucking years now. Nobody really knows what he does.
Stinks.
Oh, really? Is that true?
I heard like the seats around him, bottom dollar, huge discount.
Because he smells? Ugh. What's a lot of leather?
It's a lot of leather.
hot,
all the
man.
time.
Yeah.
You're not washing those leathers.
No, you're not washing
When do you
them.
wash leathers?
He's 1,000 years old. This is the guy at the Lakers game. Bob, bring up Jack Nicholson at the Lakers game the other night. We just did this story 2 weeks ago where they fucking took that photo of him, the paparazzi. He was just living. He was retired. I didn't know this. You know that he retired in 2010? He hasn't done a movie since 2010?
No, I didn't. He didn't make a big announcement, right?
No, he just dipped out when he was just like, well, I'm too old.
That's cool.
And it's same. And then we shamed him out of his fucking house. So he had to go to the Lakers game. Yeah, pop this up on screen there, Bob.
How does he look?
No music. Thank you. There we go. Look at that. He looks great. He's 86. He looks fucking awesome,
He
dude.
looks great, but did we hear? Was there a dementia something going
so
on?
he does have dementia. But he got shamed into. He hasn't been at the game in 2 years. Everybody's worried about him. We got to take these paparazzi photos, everything else. Now, the Lakers did right by him, and I really want to shout out the Lakers here on this sitch for real because Jack is a legend. He's been going since 1974. He's had the same seats. He was the fucking dude there, and those courtside seats, I've heard, will be blocked off for him forever, even when he dies. So we'll see what happens there. Before they showed him on screen, because they knew TV cameras and all that stuff were going to cut to him, they did play a tribute to him on the scoreboard in his acting roles. So they did Here's Johnny.
Right.
And then the Joker and some other things. And then they panned to him at courtside. And it was a nice gesture.
Yeah.
The place went nuts. And he looks great. I'm just pissed that we shamed Jack out of the goddamn house with this stupid picture and be like, oh, he's disheveled. He doesn't know where he is. He's fine.
He knows where he's at his house.
Yes, dude.
What do you mean he doesn't know where he is?
He's retired, and he's just wants to stay out of public view. And then you motherfuckers shamed him out, and then he went to the game. They ended up winning, and then going to the next round, and it was great. Hopefully, he's good enough now. We don't have to check up on Jack anymore.
Yeah, let's let Jack just
Be Jack at
be
this
crazy
point.
in his house. I mean, my gosh.
He's 86.
Has he done enough?
He's done enough.
Has
He's
he
86
done
years
enough?
old.
Can we never just let someone rest?
No, he's just let him go, dude. He's 86.
Yeah,
We don't need it
bless.
anymore. All right.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to do all the things. He's got a chef. He's got mansions. He's got plenty of money. Never did anything that crazy with it. He's fine.
He's fine.
Now, if he was poor and living in a one bedroom in Van Nuys, sure, let's help Jack out.
Right.
But otherwise, I think we're good on Jack. He gave us enough, dude.
Right.
It was kind of depressing reading that, though. So the last movie was that one with Diane Keaton. Where they're older and they're boning,
Oh,
What would you want? What would a woman want? I feel
What
like they're
would
all
you
the
want?
same names, something similar to that.
Well, Bob's gonna find
Bob,
it.
find
But,
Jack Nicholson's
Yeah,
last
I'm on his
movie.
IMDb
Yeah.
right now.
It was the Diane Keaton one, and
Right.
they walked away from it after that.
Yeah. I would too.
How do you know?
That's it.
How do you know?
How do you know? Yeah.
No, that wasn't Diane Keaton, actually. I don't
Who
think
was it?
This was a rom-com in 2010 with Owen Wilson, Reese Witherspoon, and Paul Rudd. I think Owen Wilson was a pitcher for the Nats.
Okay.
There's The Bucket List.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He actually, there's an upcoming on his IMDb.
Of what?
Something called Napoleon.
Yeah.
He's in one episode. It's not the movie.
Well, is it the TV show for Apple TV?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it is a TV show.
All right. I think Apple TV is doing another one
So
too.
he didn't retire?
No, he's retired.
He's retired.
He's retired. They probably used a clip of him from something,
Oh, okay.
or maybe they'll just AI him in. Who knows? Speaking of which, with this AI thing, I was telling Giorgio this over the weekend. They're now using rappers and then putting them into old songs, deceased rappers, and I'm here for it. Like I'm all in.
Right.
They put Biggie Smalls on Nas, New York State of Mind. Mm-hmm. One, I couldn't notice one single fucking edit. Two, the quality didn't change from 30 years ago, which was amazing. Three, I like the song with Biggie rapping it more than Nas, and I'm a huge fan of Nas.
Right.
Like,
I think they just can't profit from
I don't know
whoever's
what
putting
you're
it
gonna
out just
do.
can't profit from it.
But my first thought was, all right, great. Give me a full album that's clean and mastered. I'll listen to the shit out of this, and then you guys can all profit off of it. Is that possible?
Who can all profit?
Nas, Biggie, all of their estates. Can we just combine these and then just start diving up or divvying up the royalties afterwards? Because now I want that full fucking album.
I think it comes down to
Right.
who chooses what to do with the AI. Like who
Yeah.
gets the creative control rights. I guess technically someone should have the creative rights to it, so they get to decide if they want to and see this as a good like business venture. And want to, like, release a whole Biggie album in collaboration or a mixtape on modern beats or something like that.
Because, dude, I want it, and then it's not this way. It's not illegal. Everybody's getting paid, and then you could have fun with it. We used to do that. Remember the LimeWire days where they would chop it up? What was it? The Gray album with Jay-Z and
DJ Danger Mouse did the Gray album with the Beatles White album and Jay-Z's Black album.
and it was fucking awesome. We all bootlegged it, listened to it for the entire summer, all that shit. Let's start doing this and then have everybody get paid from it, and that could be fucking awesome. I mean, have you ever heard a song and thought to yourself, like, hey, I wonder if Janis Joplin just sang this instead of X, whoever that was? I have. There's songs on the radio that I'm like, shit, man. I wonder if you would have put the right person in there, this could have been a banger, dude.
Right.
Instead of this goober. There was that song... So cheesy. It caught me on a weird day. Virginia don't sound like they used to. It's a great song. And then I looked up the guy. He's a complete goober. The video was him being a fucking goober in it. And I was like, God damn it. If we would have replaced this with Chris Stapleton's voice.
Sure.
Huge worldwide fucking, weddings, graduations, the whole thing. I want to get into that now, I think. Let's start swapping out the voices. I think there's a whole fucking media company you could create just from that.
Here we go, Ross. Hit Me Baby One More Time by Jewel.
Oh, yes, dude.
There you go.
Or Janis Joplin. I mean, you put Joplin on, like...
You're really on a Joplin kick,
But think
huh?
of the best voices, right? The best female voices or
Sure.
Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
Holy shit, dude. Now we're starting to get somewhere. You know?
Right.
Start picking off some of these house baby voices.
Yeah.
House.
House baby.
Start picking all of them off, get them out of there, wipe them out, put in Stevie Nicks, put in the real singers.
Sure.
Throw in Adele. Because Adele's having problems writing songs right now. That last album sucked.
Sure.
Let's start throwing her into some of the classics and then really fucking elevating shit. That would be amazing. And then everybody gets paid, and then we're just taking the best of the best and then putting
How do
them
they
in
get
shit.
paid, though?
So you would use the voice rights of Adele. You would use the writer's rights of whoever wrote
And
the
how
song.
do you make money from the song?
Streaming. So they're getting paid off it now. There's billions of streams, depending upon who the artist is, right?
Okay.
That's why Drake is so pissed off about this leaked AI song with, who was it, Future, Delco?
The
Who was on there?
Weeknd.
Oh, The Weeknd, yeah. Because if you just released it and didn't tell anybody, it's a banger of a song. And that's what we wanted anyways. Besides, what was the last two albums of Drake have sucked. Let's just leave this up to the professionals, okay?
Right.
And by professionals, I mean the robots.
Yeah.
Let's put the best music together. Because it seems to be getting harder for people to do. Let's do it.
Right.
And I'll casually remind everybody, the first one to sign off on their complete AI rights for the rest of their lives in perpetuity was Tom Cruise. So he knew this was happening.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise knew that this was coming before anyone else.
Well, he knows about the alien. I mean,
He knows about everything.
He's dialed in to
Yes.
all the stuff that's like gonna happen in the future.
So let's say for Tom Cruise, Daddy, for example, who I'm in the middle of writing the final St. James Street James book, be great if I could throw him in as Buzz Aldrin in this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
me the voice rights for AI because there's a space element in this new one. Like Buzz Aldrin is in it, John Glenn is in it. Let me use some of these voices, and I could really ramp this shit up. It'd be awesome, and then everybody gets paid, and it's great, and they get a
Right.
cut of sales and all this other shit, and then we're making the best products, and then maybe we're getting somewhere with AI. And I only thought this after hearing that Biggie song, where I was like,
Right.
shit, I think I'm in for this now. I mean, is there anything from the past that you've listened to or thought of where you're like, man, that would have been better with so-and-so?
I have like such a cringy moment when I heard like Tears in Heaven from Eric Clapton, and I was like young. And told my dad, I was like, it would just be so much better if Whitney Houston was singing it. And he's like, no, like his voice is what makes it, and it's his story. I go, yeah, but like her voice is really good. She should be singing it. Otherwise, I don't like it. You know what I mean? How stupid. But
not really. I just thought of that now. Like now it's in my mind. Hearing Whitney Houston sing Tears from Heaven would be better.
I don't want that now. I understand now. I'm a Bob Dylan fan, right? Like I clearly don't want good voices, right? I want emotion and I want them to be telling the story and I want it to be them. So I don't know.
All right. Because like the new Post Malone song is a banger. It's great and it's the song of the summer probably. But I just thought like, man, he got so shamed into that last album that he really had to concentrate and come up with fucking bangers now for this new one. And he did. But you know, maybe AI can take the wheel and just kind of steer you into what people are looking for these days. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. Clearly, like we cannot decide what people are looking for. Like no one can. There's no such thing as like mass appeal anymore. So I don't know. I don't know what people want. We'll see.
I don't know. Because, like, you take American Idol, right? It was on last night when we finished whatever we were watching. I think it was the Met Gala thing is what we were watching.
Yeah.
Like The Arrivals or something to make fun of it today. I couldn't believe it. Like, American Idol was still on the air, and you're just hearing the same fucking voices over and over and over again. Again, women have now been relegated to that Hush Hush Baby voice.
Yeah.
Where it's just
with like a ukulele.
A baby whisper.
Yeah.
Every black dude is kind of like a gospel singer from, you know, X, Y, and Z. There's no real, every white dude is kind of just like a country guy that's kind of cookie. There's no like, oh my God, this voice stops me and I'm going to have to die now because I've never heard this before. No, we've heard it over and over and over again. Has somebody even come off of one of those shows in recent years that has been a hit? I know the one on Blake Shelton's one. I don't think they've ever had a fucking artist, right?
Yeah, they have. I don't know. It depends on your level of fame. You're talking about like right off the top of my head, Danielle Bradbury is a pretty big country singer, and she was on The Voice.
Yeah.
But if I'll Google it real quick because
I remember her. Yeah, but
David Archuleta, is that somebody?
That was American Idol.
Okay.
But even then, that was 1-2 songs.
Right.
But yeah, The Voice has had trouble. American Idol's had trouble.
Whoa.
Who we got? Who we got, Bobby?
Voice contestant I was not aware of.
Who's that?
A one Mr. Morgan Wallen.
Whoa! Did he win?
I don't think.
Did he audition or something, or did he actually? Was he?
No, he was on. He made a team.
He made a team.
He was on Team Usher, but was later stolen by Adam Levine. He was eliminated in the playoffs. So.
Oh boy! So he didn't even make it to the final 12.
No, I don't think that is as big of a deal with The Voice as it is with American Idol. Yeah. So the two most famous on here are Morgan Wallen and Danielle Bradbury on this list that I'm seeing.
Okay. Interesting. Wow, dude. Morgan Wallen. He's as big as you get now.
Interesting.
Yeah, but he didn't even make it to the final fucking 12.
Yeah, and he's not going to make it to the final part of his career either.
I don't know. Look, you drop an album with 36 songs like that. I looked at the charts the other day. He just set the record for most singles on a top 100 ever. I was like, I mean, it was pretty fucking good. I was like, holy shit. Have you listened to it?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
That's too many songs.
It's endless. It's one of those, you know what it is? And I'll tell you what's smart about it that I'd never considered before. When you drop 36 songs like that, you can leave that on at a party for 2 hours. Great. Is anybody like Morgan? Yeah, great. So places that we've gone, like Founders Day or whatever, I'll hear it trickling out of somebody's speakers. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
It's a 2-hour playlist that nobody's going to bitch about.
Yeah.
Kind of like Taylor Swift. You leave that Essentials on there, you're good to go until she starts cursing again.
I know. That crazy.
That rat-faced Trailer Park Skank.
Boy, that is the craziest shit of all time, isn't it? I mean, just absolute insanity.
I like it though. It's not
real.
True, but I like it.
So true. It's so freaking true.
It's not at all.
She's a girl you went to 3rd grade with.
She's a horse girl.
Yeah, but it's a hot, normal white girl. Like we're not gonna do this and say that.
Ross, you're
none
rich.
of you would.
No,
I'm not rich. No.
You've been there. It buys you better than that.
God, there's so much talent though. There's so many factors, you know. Same with you, Jesse. You're on a different level than people. Just
of what?
Talent-wise. Because you're hot and you're talented, so that bumps it up to like another stratosphere. Like,
What's my talent?
You're pretty funny sometimes, dude.
Oh,
when
thanks,
you want to
man.
be.
Thanks, man.
You're great.
Thanks. I'll put that on my resume. I'm
in an
pretty.
argument.
What?
You're great in an argument.
Oh, thanks, bud.
She's
Yeah.
okay. She's okay.
Yeah.
But she's pretty fucking funny. And I had a crime.
I'll put that on my resume.
The other nights, I was paying invoices super late, and I just threw a crime corner on in the background. I think I told you this. Because I had to upload it up to Red Circle. And I put a crime corner on, and NBA game was on mute. Never even bothered to hit the thing because you, Joel, and Coop were on fire, and I was laughing my ass off. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
We do, about 125 shows a month out of here, so I don't get to listen to all of them. But yeah, I threw one on, and I was like, holy shit, this is a good show.
Thanks, man.
Fucking A, dude. So yeah, you're on a different plane.
Okay.
Whereas you're not just coasting on your good looks, Jabes.
Yep. Yeah.
There's
Definitely
also
can't do that.
talent there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people look at Jessie and they're like, I wonder what she's like in real life. Is she just coasting on being hot and white
They don't.
and blonde? And I'm like, no,
They don't
she's
think
not.
that. No.
Yeah. A lot of people do, Jesse.
No one has wondered that.
Still get a lot of J fires, when you're out. So,
Thanks.
yeah. You're welcome
Thanks,
for that.
because
But that's Taylor
quote,
Swift too.
I'm pretty funny sometimes when I want to be.
Yeah, when you want to be.
Unquote.
During the
You turn
right
it on,
situation.
off and on.
Yeah.
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 They're in the right situation.
Yeah. With the right partner.
Yeah, you turn it off
It's
and on.
mostly the partner. Let's
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
When you're set up with somebody, you're great.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Oh my gosh. Thank you, guys. Those were like so many almost compliments, and I just loved it.
And if
I
you're
loved
listening
it.
out there and you want to know how to get a woman like Jables, this is how you talk to her.
Yeah. Don't ever give them a full compliment. Just make them be like, oh, but what is, and then walk away.
But what I'm saying is,
Sure, no,
sometimes
yeah.
you're able to fool people with your talent, like Adam Driver, for example.
Right.
We're not pretending he's good looking on any fucking planet, right?
He's ugly hot.
You're only saying that because he's famous. If he was working at Walmart,
There is such thing as ugly hot.
who?
Taylor Swift.
Right, but
No.
name somebody not famous.
Not famous that's ugly hot.
Yep, just one.
Steve on the corner of the street. Like, what does that mean? Like, not famous?
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
know somebody? Do you know somebody?
Who's like an ugly hot
Yeah.
where like they pull and you go, well, I guess.
Yep.
Like their face is so interesting looking that it's hot.
Yep.
Right, but we can't actually say this person because then we're just calling them ugly. And
I
we
know.
all have one in our
I
head
know.
right now.
Like, we're not gonna.
all, like,
oh,
have
can
one in
you?
the
Oh, I
chamber.
can say one.
Can you call out
yeah,
one of your friends?
I'll tell you one. That Mexican joint that we had our kid's birthday party at. Mm-hmm. One of our favorite waiters there, because we frequent this joint a lot, was talking about this one waitress who ended up with us. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh man, that one girl, whatever." I was like, "That's the girl, huh? She's wearing men's shoes and has a tattoo of a heart with somebody else's." Like an ex-boyfriend or something.
No, that's
name in
just
it or
trash.
whatever.
That's just trash.
I
Ugly hot is
understand,
where their
but-
face is like an Adam Driver, where their face is so confusing that you're drawn to it. And you're
Trying to
just
find
like,
a woman version
okay.
of it though.
But would you guys date that? Like, well, because you guys are out there in these
Would we
streets,
date Adam
Delco
Driver?
and,
No,
and
none of us
Giorgio.
are gay.
But is there an ugly hot that you've dated because you were like, man, I just can't figure it out, and I
Last
gotta.
girlfriend.
Oh, your last girlfriend was like that?
No, she was
What
cute.
was it that you were drawn to then?
Just different features. She had a buzzed head when we first met, which I thought was cool.
Well, but you also kind of want to fuck dudes, so like
No, not really.
that. No,
I watched G.I. Jane as a kid, and it really did something to me. Bob just put his hand.
Keep your.
There it is.
Keep
that
your
camera on
wind-
Bob. Keep the camera on Bob. Don't you dare
Keep
switch it
that
over
movie's
here, dude.
name out your fucking mouth. G.I. Jane. Okay. What about Tank Girl?
When she's doing those pull-ups?
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's so specific.
It's so
Yeah, it's because
specific.
there were like two VHS cassettes at his wrestling prison.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had pizza night, spaghetti night,
And then G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane night.
And it was the only thing even remotely resembling pornography.
Actually, I'm getting like a nostalgic pin. Do you remember? Yeah, the tank girl. She was
Yeah.
in
Lori
Point
Petty.
Break.
Lori Petty.
Lori Petty.
Yeah.
That would have been.
That's a vibe too.
Yeah. Lori Petty in the right circumstances is definitely like ugly hot.
Yes,
okay.
that's a perfect example.
Is
Yeah.
it weird that that's who
Her
I see
voice and,
Giorgio
like, her
ending up
whole-
with is like a Lori Petty, where
Like,
there's no
you-
tits, kind of looks like a little dude, but then sometimes like Point Break, you're like, oh man, she is hot, and then we saw her in the next thing, and we're like, she's not hot.
Kristen Stewart.
Oh, K-Stu, that's a
Ugly
good one.
hot.
Yes, that's a good one.
She's good looking.
Kristen
she's
Stewart.
literally just good looking.
Yeah, she's good looking and annoying. It doesn't work like that. Like
Yeah.
someone has to be like, you never look at her face and go, "Oh, can I find her attractive? I guess
No,
she's hot."
Lori Petty was like for a minute was like the
That's a
chick that
perfect
like
example.
was because she was that way in Point Break and also in the Army now. If you remember
Yes.
that '90s classic, she
Oh,
Yes.
boy,
where she
yeah.
fucks
When
Pauly
she's
Shore.
yeah, like when she's like the fun, cool girlfriend, you're like, yes, you
And-
get it. But if you just see a picture of her, no.
Yeah, and honestly, like cute-ish in A League of Their Own.
Yes, there we go.
I think what all we've learned is that if the girl is cool, we're willing to put up with so much more and find her hot.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think dudes, though, you've got to have something else there, either money or like you play in a band.
What about
or
a hot
something.
bod? Because Adam Driver's always had a pretty
Hot
chiseled
bod,
body.
tall,
So like
deep voice.
If you-
like we really put up with a lot.
right, the face gets wiped away with all that
Yes.
other stuff. Honestly,
Yes.
The voice is strange. It's a strange voice. It's not a draw you in
he's
voice.
tall. He's got a
It's
barrel
a
chest.
deep
You know,
voice.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like a mumbled kind of thing. Like it's a strange voice.
you think he looks like he writes poetry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Or
that's a-
he could
but that's a
work
turn
on an oil rig, you know?
But writes poetry on that oil rig.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Right,
writing
like
he's
he's-
writing poetry back home.
He's essentially like he's almost like what a real life. If you ask AI to what Nicolas Cage's character from Con Air would look like in real life.
Right. Well, actually,
That's a
he
great
needs
description
to
right there.
he needs to thank Lena Dunham
Sure
for
does.
his entire
Career. Yep.
Hey kid,
sex appeal. Like
what's going on, kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
she literally made him into something that was attractive, and you would have never. I don't think without that show and letting her like
100%.
use the show, because in the beginning you go what, and then finally by the end you're like, oh my god, I love him, and then he moved on from there and was able to have
Yeah, I think
sex appeal.
one of his first he was even actually like a legit he got like legitimized as an actor before he even got the sex appeal. I mean, I guess he had it in Girls, but like he had like a part in Lincoln. Only because of Girls.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I mean, now he's in Star Wars and all. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's made a gajillion dollars off of Lena Dunham. Now, Lena Dunham is one that I could never,
No, she is not ugly hot.
Ever.
She is just ugly.
ever find remotely attractive. Like,
I think in Girls, that was the one time where I was like,
nope.
Okay, but
Okay.
let me pitch you something that might make her hot to you. Doesn't have a uterus anymore.
yep, down for whatevs. Also,
Can we bring back Ugly Betty? I'd take an Ugly Betty over Lena Dunham.
You talking
that
about
was America
Ferrera?
That wasn't ugly. Like what? They put what braces and shaved her head, and now she's ugly.
a normal woman's weight and has
Yes.
glasses.
Yep.
Ugly Betty.
Yeah, and maybe braces, but you could tell she had like perfect skin, still totally beautiful. Her hair is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here, Betty.
Bring back these beauty standards for women. That's all I'm saying is bring them back because America was great when we had them.
They never left. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real.
Oh my God! They put Ashley Graham on a fucking magazine cover. It's it's the time of fats. No, not
Kate
really.
Upton started that, I feel like.
Wait, what?
It was a joke.
Oh, I was going to say, holy shit, dude. I would have burned down this fucking studio right
Ross
now.
fucking short circuited.
Is that
My
your girl?
Yeah.
Kate Upton is the model?
Yeah.
Kate Upton's great.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with Kate Upton.
No.
Yeah, nothing wrong with her.
Oh, Giselle, by the way, was there last night.
Okay.
Just, God damn it, dude.
Like,
She's
literally
doing
my
all
answers.
the things, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
She's doing all the things. She's winning. She's winning. She's beating Tom Brady. The one person that like They should have just trotted her out there and had her play quarterback for the other team. She can beat Tom Brady.
Right.
She's beating him every single day.
Yeah,
She
but
should
you don't,
coach at least.
You don't understand. Like, they're on different trajectories. Like, she's on a mission to beat Tom Brady. But Tom Brady, after all these exhausting years, like, he just wants to, lay in bed, sleep in late with his child.
He just wants
With
to
his
rest.
child. He just wants to share a bed with his 15-year-old
Yeah.
and just be like, what? We got, we fell asleep watching.
Yeah, we sure did.
If you're having sex
Call
with
me by your
girls, you
name.
can't cuddle with your dad. I feel like that's the rule.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You can't, so he clearly, doesn't have a
you think
girlfriend.
he's having sex at 15 or no?
I'm turning off Giorgio's mic.
yeah.
Today's like fucking Gata
He
off
has-
his meds. Like,
he
It
has
really is.
Gata off
Really
his
is.
meds, dude. That's a perfect.
Gata is off his meds here today, and I'm not sure what's going on with Giorgio.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no. I mean, Giselle. Okay.
She's just went.
It's okay.
It's. I actually
It's
feel.
fine.
No, here's why I say it. I initially was on Tom's side. Now I'm on Giselle's side, and I want to just respect the game that she's playing right now.
Why were you on Tom's side?
Because he wanted to win championships, and that never leaves you, And he thought he could do it, and then once he couldn't, shit. Turns out he was 2 years late, and he just should have retired. Whereas Giselle, she had it. She had the date set right for his retirement. She had all of it just lined up perfectly for him, and he just didn't do it. She did it. Looking back at it now, she had all the dates perfect. She was like, "Now retire. You just won another one. Walk away."
Right.
Nope. Coming back for one, now another one. And it
Yeah.
just, she laid it out for She was the one in the relationship who just put the clothes out and said, "This is what you're wearing today," and he didn't wear the fucking clothes.
Yeah.
And it cost him.
One day he said, "I'm not wearing that."
Yeah, I'm not wearing that. And she was like, "Well, it's going to
She was
cost
like,
you."
have fun, because the pictures that paparazzi are taking of him now, not great.
Yeah, not great at all.
Not great. Before that, my gosh, when she had her hands all over that, he was showing up in scarves and fucking, he was looking good.
Whatever
for a
this,
second.
whatever this Met Gala is, though, I do want to go once. Whatever the fuck it is, because you're just bringing all these weirdos together that shouldn't be there, and it's like, what is it? What is it? What do they do there? What goes on inside of that place?
They sit or don't sit.
Do you watch? Is it paintings? Is it food?
No, it's-
What is it?
It's the Met.
I understand, but do they do something for you? Of like, hey,
Oh, food, yeah.
all
Food,
right,
drinks.
do you sit down at a table and have dinner?
Yeah, there's tables.
All right,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. Like,
That's kind of it. It's more the walking in
all right.
and getting some pictures and then going to after parties and not being uncomfortable.
Because like Kim Kardashian ran into Pete Davidson and they were fucking bros again. Brittany Griner was there last night where you were like, why are you here?
Are you talking about the White House
No.
correspondent?
I'm talking about the Met Gala last night.
Kim Kardashian wasn't at the Met Gala.
Yeah, she was there with, she ran into Pete Davidson, it says.
I thought that was the.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they finally had a run in together.
They sure did.
How good is that man that women can't even be mad at him after a breakup? Like,
She
what
actually-
is going on?
She actually looks like she's saying something to him.
They're talking to each other. They're
Usher's
definitely
there, just
talking. Yes.
Usher's mediating this argument right now. And she's
And is
like,
she
I'm fine.
fucking Usher right now because she keeps showing up at the concerts and all that stuff, and then
I think they're trying to tease that a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Is Pete telling Usher about his sloppy seconds?
I'm not sure how that works. But that's what the Met Gala does. This is why I want to go. Like, what are these weirdos talking about? How is everything just magically cool? DiCaprio ran into the underage girl there, and they pretended they weren't
yeah, she
together.
did that, yeah.
That's all fun.
Right.
Brittany Griner, what
Yeah.
is she doing there? Just out of a Russian prison?
Because these fucking relationships mean nothing.
No, I know, but I want to understand what the nothing is and be like, oh shit, what's going on here? Nothing? Well, fuck, dude. I need to know about that.
They're all narcissists. They all think.
I just
like,
want to
what's
know
good
the
for
answer.
me?
Once I have the answer to it, I don't need to go back multiple times. I just want to know the answer and be like, here's what it really is. It's just a fuck all,
Wait a second. Womb Raider just reminded us, doesn't Usher have herpes?
Yeah, that's right. He does.
about
Yeah.
Con cuidado.
Oh,
Con
boy.
cuidado, Kim.
Man.
Good for her.
Good
Nice
for her.
job, Womb Raider. I
say
forgot
good for
about
her.
the herpes. That doesn't leave you.
No.
That doesn't leave you at
Well,
all.
I mean, it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could track, I guess.
Also, when you're that rich, how do you have fucking
I don't
herpes?
know how it works.
You can't get
exactly.
rid of it.
How are you not able? I mean,
Can't get rid of it.
Yeah, but
that kind of feels like.
why are you sleeping with
can.
women that have herpes? Like when you're that,
Well, do you know when you kind of get started there?
you can kind of tell.
All right.
Hey,
Look,
can you?
I don't,
How?
I don't have
Is there
them,
a
so I don't
range you
know.
count? Is
No,
there
but I'm
a-
just saying the quality of women.
I mean, I feel like he had them like 4 or 5 at a time, Dan. I
He
don't know if
did.
there's a background
Yep.
check. Like this,
Yeah.
this looks like some.
Do you know how many strippers Usher's picked up
Yeah.
from an Atlanta
Yeah.
strip club?
They might like date quality women, but they're being served just fucking pigs in a blanket appetizers left and right. You know what I mean?
You gotta
Like
vet these people.
You got to
they're still-
snack.
They're still consuming.
Pigs in a blanket.
Jesse's face. Yeah.
Pigs in
That's
a
what it is.
blanket,
You're not
Bob.
going to say no to a piggy in a blanket.
No, but at the end of the day, it's still a fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can put a toothpick in it, whatever. They're eating.
Yeah, you could church it up however you want.
But if you put some Dijon on it, not the regular ballpark
Sure.
mustard, it's better.
You put her in some red bottoms, you know,
Yeah,
a nice,
yeah,
a nice
yeah.
body con.
Yes. And then the herpes goes away, and you're like, wait a minute. I didn't know you were a whore, and it's too late. Usher's got herpes.
I mean,
Right.
who's really wearing a condom these days?
No one, because you're
Yeah, I
rich
don't-
enough
I
to
don't
beat
know.
AIDS, so it's like, no one probably.
It's not even
Yeah.
that. It's just like literally no one asked for it.
Really?
They really don't.
No, it's kind of concerning.
Really?
Like not even on birth control. Won't even say anything to you. Don't even
They
question.
they're like cool with it. Nobody ever asked for a condom.
No shit. Look at you guys.
Oh, God.
Man, that's the next generation.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's
Greatest
sweet.
generation.
Yeah, it'll
It's
work
the
out.
worst. It's the
It'll
worst.
work out great.
It's
I
the
guess.
end of society. We got
Yeah.
Look, we got 20 more years to figure this out, Jesse and I, and then Jack Nicholson it up. Don't take a fucking photo outside the goddamn house. We don't want to go out at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then turn off all the social media apps. The age restrictions need to kick in at that point.
Yes. No. We're putting them on
Zip it up.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be on them now. Might be. Last but not least here, this Twitter thing with the fucking blue check marks. Mm-hmm. That it's just chaos. It's absolute fucking chaos. And now everybody that's liking like whatever I post has a blue check mark, and I'm like, man, maybe the algorithms. Oh no, these people have 29 followers.
So we did a story on Crime Corner that's coming out this Friday about the dangers of getting rid of this blue check mark. Like the worst possible scenario that can happen if you aren't able to vet people with the check mark and the verification.
Okay, is this somebody get murdered?
I mean, it's
We'll have to tune in.
It's Crime Corner, but
We'll have to tune in.
it's a winding road.
Okay,
It's a winding road.
all right.
So just saying it
day
protects
so-
people sometimes.
It sure does. And
But I will say, even when you're paying for it, you're verified. So like they check your ID, they make sure that the name that you have is the same on your ID, the ID is valid, all of that.
Okay.
So you are being verified in some way, and they're tracking you, and you're paying for the privilege. But if someone has a blue check mark, it's not dangerous. They're just not probably the person that they're saying
oof,
they are.
it's weird.
I don't know.
It's
Maybe
still
it's-
I guess because we've been so conditioned to it for what, 15, 20 years at this
Yeah.
point, that when you see it, it's jarring, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, you're cat feces 189 from Ohio, and this is not
Yeah.
a real person, and you're not a journalist or something. You know, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. We don't need to worry about it anymore. Do you want to do a crime? Do you want to do? It's going to be fine. It's fine. You don't have a blue check mark.
Not.
Why?
We're all getting hacked up.
Oh, okay, whatever.
The government, I told you the mix-up for mine the other day was the CNN, just the CNN like comms team. I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, wait, is that story real? Is this thing? And I had to go
yellow,
down the
just
thing.
look for a yellow check
They
mark.
didn't have
Even
it.
the comms
Nope,
teams
they
too.
didn't
Yes,
have
they
it.
do.
They sure didn't. They did not have it on there.
Okay.
And so it was a guess of like, well, you have 229,000 followers. I think you're the right account.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and you're fine, and you lived through all of that, right? Okay, so let's
No,
go
I
to.
definitely
you
fucked up
died.
the story. No, we were doing a fake news over there for Drinking Bros. Definitely fucked it up because I had the wrong information.
Oh, okay.
So.
But you lived.
Yeah, we lived, but fuck.
Right.
I guess accuracy and everything else, like, it's gone. I mean, who cares? I guess
We have
Let's just
some
start
good
making it
news.
up. What do we have?
We have some good news for me and Giorgio and most people that like make-em-ups.
Okay.
So the House of Dragon Season 2 will continue filming amid writer strike as all scripts were finished.
There you go. Congratulations,
okay.
you guys.
Okay.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Look at
Okay.
that. Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
House of Dragons, dude.
All right.
Applause.
I have
Dragons.
got to go. I have got to leave.
Make
the
'em
studio.
ups.
Someone's dying today, I think.
Bows and arrows. Nudity.
Someone's gonna get really hurt today, and I don't want to be
Incest.
I don't want to be culpable.
Suck my tit. Sorry. Even I got caught up in it. And
Let's do a quick nature nook.
Whoa, we have a nook that you're hiding, dude?
It's gonna be quick. It's just
Come on. Yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Crank that up.
Okay, so my new obsession, or the new animal that I'm going after, was monkeys, which we'll continue to do.
Immune case.
But I saw a story today about a bee attack. This isn't the one that we're doing, but I saw a bee attack, and then they went into all these other instances of honeybees attacking. Now, I didn't know that was a thing. Maybe they're angry.
Bees are big right now.
Yeah, bees are
huge.
big.
People love bees.
Bees are trending.
That Mexico event, the golf tournament last week, they literally had a bunch of golfers had to like duck down. At
Yeah.
first, I thought it was like cartel shooting at them, but
Yeah.
no, it was just bees rolling through.
Yeah.
A lot of bees.
Yeah.
A lot of bees.
I am pretty allergic, like swell up. I think a lot of people are.
For
but
bees?
From bee stings. And as a
shit.
child, I used to get stung all the time. They would literally just like find their way and come right at me, my lip, my neck, whatever.
I will say, as an adult, if you get stung by a bee, is that kind of embarrassing?
Yeah, like it hasn't happened as an adult. But as a child, it happened all the time.
Yeah,
Knock on
as a
wood.
child, bee stings were like a top 3 fear for me. Like
Right.
literally, like it was always like be on the lookout for bees.
But if
Yeah.
you get stung as an adult, it's kind of on you.
Yeah, I don't. Right.
The wasps in Texas are pretty dangerous. I'm just
And
gonna say
wasps, that's a whole nother situation. So honeybees specifically, I think they die when they sting you, right? So it's this whole other, and they're supposed to be, just pollinating. That's all they're doing. Not supposed to be aggressive, but they can be very aggressive. We're going to just watch this video. I think maybe, Bob, without like even commentary, I think I just want to let you guys,
Whoa!
The Southern California video.
yeah, and just
Okay.
kind of like go on the journey
Okay.
of this family and what happened to them.
Okay. Let's do it. Nature Nook. Nature Nook.
A young girl is wrapped in a blanket, raced to safety after thousands of angry honeybees
Jesus
attacked
Christ.
her 70-year-old grandfather,
Whoa.
his tenant, and her dog
What?
in
What?
Norco.
Then they started attacking me, and there were thousands of them, and there were so many that I couldn't see, or they were all in my hair.
Cynthia Sullivan's 4-year-old best friend, a hairless terrier named Evolve, was stung more than
Evolve?
300
Evolve,
times.
yeah.
The angry honeybees lived inside this hollowed-out tree and
no.
recently
Don't
attacked
laugh. Just
the
watch
property
the video
owner's
and
son.
do not
And I
laugh.
just started catching them and killing them in the air because
Oh.
they were getting me pretty good. They got me like 30 times.
Firefighters in masks sprayed the bees and filled in the tree with foam so they can't return. A neighbor says he found hundreds of bees in his home.
We tried to shoo most of them out. The ones we couldn't get out, then unfortunately we had to take care of.
Unfortunately, we had to kill
Wow.
them. Yeah, you have to kill the
You
bees.
felt bad about killing the bees?
Unfortunately, we had to kill some bees. Now, this is California.
Yeah.
So even the lady, like, still, that's California. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's California living in a trailer. It's not quite like trailer trash, but it's like, it's California girl still.
Yeah.
Like, even how she was talking.
Uh-huh.
So I found it interesting.
And you know the story that happened here last year.
Yeah. Was that the garden? Is that the one that we did?
It was like a tree trimmer. Yeah, we did it. And he just like got attacked by bees and fell upside down on his thing and couldn't
was
get
like
down.
caught on a rope, basically. His ladder fell out and he was just attacked by bees and
he fucking died.
Yeah,
while the other dude was just watching
the
him.
landscaper, yeah. And like trying to like swat him down, but like the bees were just like attacking.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I went in a rabbit hole of like bee like deaths and like what they really can do and like what it is to be completely swarmed. So the thing I saw on our morning show or whatever was a mom that was being like chased and attacked. She was stung 75 times and got her kids into an SUV and called 911 from there, and they came in. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Fuck that shit.
Dude, fuck
kill
that
'em.
shit.
We can use AI to pollinate, kill them.
That's the other thing too. I go, aren't the bees kind of a little, they're probably pissed because they're like, you do everything else with technology.
Yeah.
Yet we're still the ones that have to fucking pollinate everything.
Pay me
really?
for my emotional
like you
labor.
can't take this pollen from here and make that. I mean, I really have to do it.
Yeah,
Still?
Strange, right? Strange. How concerned are you on a level of 1 to 100 here that bees will take over our planet?
Not concerned.
I asked for a number.
Oh, on a number from what? 1 to 15?
1 to 100.
1 to 16?
1 to 100.
Between 1 and 100.
Yeah, how concerned are you that bees are going to take over the planet?
72.
Okay.
I don't think they're not going to take over, but they're going to go down swinging.
Yeah. So like, I think the stories kind of go back and forth where it's like the honeybees are going extinct, and then it's like the honeybees are attacking it. There's too many of. I don't know.
Yeah, this is fucking wild.
I don't know how many honeybees there are. Nobody does.
Nobody does.
So they can't even really say like.
No.
It's just not a number that people know.
Nope. So 72.
Oh,
seems
you
like
counted them?
72 seems
You
like
counted
a
the
pretty safe
honeybees?
guess. Yeah.
And you know they're going extinct. Please.
They're dying at an alarming rate.
They really are. They really are. If we keep filling up those tree knots, they're going to die even faster. Some would say that foam
it's dudes like that. They're like, unfortunately,
we had to put down the
kill
bees.
all the aggressive fucking honeybees that were swarming inside our house. Sorry, guys.
Do we have an update on Evolve, the hairless dog, by any chance? Do
I
we know
think
what
he was
happened with
okay. I
Evolve?
think he was okay. Yeah.
You think he evolved
Yeah.
and was able to get out of there cleanly?
Yeah.
Because that was my top concern. One of the ugliest dogs in the world, who was looked like the underbelly of a pig.
Yeah.
All over the outside face and everything else. If the dog Evolve was okay.
Right.
And what state was that in? Was it California?
Yes.
It was.
California.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
off
no.
the top of my head.
You know what I should have done is showed the video and went, where do you guys think this was?
Bakersfield. That would have been my first response.
Right,
Bakersfield,
right.
California.
All right. Well,
But
there
the
you go.
dog's name is Evolve. I'm a big fan of that, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm
Perfect.
a big fan of that.
Perfect.
And I'm a fan of getting nooked out like this at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Nothing like a nature nook, James. Look at you. You proved it today.
Prove
You're not
what?
just coasting off your good looks, all right?
Yeah. No. Nobody's ever.
Yep.
That wasn't something I
A
needed to
lot
prove.
of people have said that out there, and it's quashed now, all right? It's all quashed, squashed, whatever we're calling. It's all
quashed?
It's all gone. Yep. It's all slammed down.
It's quidditched.
It's all sandwiched up.
Okay.
All right, we filled the foam in the
Yes.
the tree knots.
In that conspiracy,
We've
right?
killed the bees today regarding Jessie's looks and how they've carried her throughout her entire adult life. All right? Sorry. Okay?
Yeah.
You proved yourself wrong today.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
You proved the naysayers wrong. All right? Thanks for joining us, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk the fuck away. All right? For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Revolucion. Buenos tardes, everyone.
Good afternoon.